PETA.
All I know is this violates every canon of respectable broadcasting.
How are you?
Hey, who wants to help me get this reporter out of here? I need some muscle over here.
You are listening to Blame Your Brother.
Hello. Welcome back once again. It's Blame Your Brother, guys. Thank you so much for listening, for joining us. Whatever you're doing, we appreciate it. Blame Your Brother. We stream it live every Thursday night. You go to blameyourbrother.tv. You can catch us on Facebook Live, Periscope, and soon YouTube. We'll be back off that 90-day ban. But if you go to blameyourbrother.tv, it's going to take you to Facebook Live. Join in there, chat with us, have a good time. You will have a good time. And Blame Your Brother. Hey, there's three of us that come to you every week. I am 1/3 of that trio. I am David, a.k.a. D. Brew, voice of the people, Mr. 40%, Buster Scruggs, the spiritual midget, and I'm joined by this man, the pirate that sits to the left of me. It's Lee.
I am the pirate. I'm also Baby Buster Scrub, the one, the only X1K, LeBron James safety pin.
And I am joined by this man who sits to the right of me. It's the disappointment man himself. It's John.
John here, aka Tico, Mr. Christmas, Mr. Groupon, Mr. PTI, the Madman.
They got John Tortorella, a madman.
They do.
Okay, he's a madman.
All right, so that's three of us. David, Lee, John, we're going to come at you. We're going to talk about news, politics, pop culture, all kinds of things. We got a bunch of stories that we are excited to talk to you about tonight. And we just want to give a big thanks. Last week was a big success. People loved the episode. We had Micah Wyman, Mary J. Berger, and Laura Peake come in. Three great comedians in Nashville. They have the stand-up show coming up December 28th. Please go check them out. They're going to do they're recording an album. It's going to be amazing. So go check that out. Go to the last week's episode, got all the links in it, or just Google them, get it come up. But they were great guests. We had a good time with them. 6 people. It was fun, a little bit chaotic, but we had a good time with it. So thank you so much for those ladies for coming out and hanging out with us. And I don't know, hopefully we didn't scare them off. We'll see. Who knows? But anyway, we start every week off with the same way. We say, hey, we're going to give ourselves a chance to apologize, to take things back we said, to clarify anything. So we'll start with Lee, as always. Is there anything you said last week you need to apologize for? And don't apologize for John. John will get to John in just a minute.
John will get to John. Are you sure?
John
Maybe we should start with John then. Maybe
right.
we should always start with John.
John, do you have anything you need to apologize for last week? Uh-oh.
I should probably apologize for my lack of ability to segue as much as I would like to.
Is that it? That's all
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, Lee, anything stand out last week?
I mean, am I apologizing for John now?
You can. I mean,
So at one point, John did try to explain to a group of funny comedians how comedy works. I felt like that was an oversight on his part.
That was the segue comment.
That was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah.
I think what it is like whenever you meet a comedian, you just always want to be like funny. You know what I'm saying? Like you feel like, oh man, these guys are comedians.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be funny.
Yeah.
And you like turn it up. So when you got like 3 comedians in the room, what is that? The madman goes wild, so to speak.
Go wild.
Madman went wild.
And then if you make those comedians female,
you just can't contain yourself.
You got to go to 11.
I mean, the misogyny alert we didn't even sound it. It was going
broken.
on so much.
It was broken before the show even started. So I think we also have to apologize to Robin Williams. We had
I mean, he would have appreciated the dark joke about the end of his life, I would say. I mean, he was a comedian. He was dark sometimes. He went to dark places, so he was good.
Okay.
I mean, I thought, I look back, I listened back. It was good. I thought we did a good time. I think we held our ground. I think they held their ground. I think it was good. We had different perspectives coming in it. And, the Demetria Kaladimas story was quite the hot topic. I see both sides, and if she was wronged, if you listen, hopefully she'll get her due. And we'll talk about people being wrong.
Is that the closest to an apology we're ever going to get out of you?
I mean, what do you want me to apologize for? I wanted to bring a different take to the story. Like everyone jumps on any story and just like, oh, it's bad, blah, blah. We at this program, what we offer to the public, to the listeners is we come at it from different perspectives. We just don't look at it and go, oh, it's just this or that. We look at it from all sides, So there's there's a minority out there that thinks that Demetria Kalademus got what was coming to her, and then there's most people that don't. So that's just how it rolls. So anyways, yeah, go check all those comedians out. They're great. We love having guests on. We're working on some guests next couple weeks, couple months. And I do want to say that I've looked at the numbers over the last couple weeks, and we do have an influx of people checking out the show. So we really appreciate you taking the time to download the program, listen to it, tell your friends about it. But the subscriptions have been going up. If we can look on our feed and tell, and I've been very happy with what we've been doing. I think we're kind of bringing a community together. We're getting people we've talked to about the show to contact us. We had the Uber driver. He contacts us frequently and watches. So it's fun to see people engaging with us.
It's hard to believe that we're up to a total of 15 downloads a month.
14. I downloaded it twice. So yeah, but we'll get there. We'll get to 21 day. But thank you guys so much. I do always want to say thank you so much for checking out the show and go tell everyone about it. So, all right, well, let's talk about our past week. I do gotta say I've been living the good life for the last 3 months. I've been off work. My daughter was born, so luckily I worked for the government and I got to be off for 3 months and
winning chicken dinners
and playing a lot of Fortnite. But that's about the end. I'm going back to work on Monday. Not looking forward to it, but it has been some great time to spend with my daughter, spend time with the family, and just kind of relax. I mean, you work a job for 22 plus years, and you kind of need a break, So this was a good break, and so I'm just saying that's my days have just been nothing really. You talk about what have I done? Everything's a blur. The 3 months have gone by really quick, and I would just say if you're having a child and you have the opportunity to take off and be with your kid. I know, John, we were talking about this before the show. You're going to get 2 months off with your daughter. Definitely, you should take it. I know, a lot of people talk about moms bonding with the child, very important as well. But I feel just as important as dads bonding with your children as well. And I think studies show, if you look into it, that a mother and a father that are both there is a good thing for the child. So I'm not looking forward to going back to work. I'm not used to that structure, and you're just gonna have to explain to everyone about, everyone's going, how was it? I'm just, dude, come on.
Do you have like a cap to the maternity leave?
It's 3 months.
Like lifetime?
No, it's 3 months every year.
3 months every year.
So I could just keep adopting kids for the next 20 years.
I don't think they give it to you for adoption.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Or I could have just a surgery every year for the next 10 years or whatever. Because I am not even halfway done with my career, which is sad.
3 month vacation every year, baby.
Yeah, I know. So that's what I've been doing. So anyways, Lee, what about
what
you?
did I do? I went to a Bluegrass Festival in North Carolina.
It sounds like it'd be fun.
At a Methodist camp at Lake Junaluska. You've never seen such a high and lonesome sound. I don't know if you're a fan of bluegrass music, but after this weekend, that's all I listen to now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I've seen the Lord, so to speak.
Was it Christian based? Was it spiritually based?
Oh, I guarantee he heard some version of Amazing Grace while he was there.
So do you know the band Shenandoah?
I've heard that.
So they've been together for 30 years. They performed, or at least I guess one or two of the guys from the band did. You ever heard the Cleverleys?
No,
they do like bluegrass, hip hop songs like No Diggity.
Oh,
yeah. They were there.
Did they cover Gin and Juice?
Yep, they did that one.
Yeah.
They did like some Malcolm Moore, some JB, stuff like that. Really funny band, actually. But the band was Balsam Range, which is the #1 international bluegrass band in the world. So if that doesn't excite you, you must not be.
So how do
North Carolina.
How do you come to know about this event?
It was gifted to me. It was a gift last Christmas.
From your wife?
From my in-laws.
Okay.
And their friends.
Were they there? Or
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're there with the family, checking out a little bluegrass.
Yeah.
Back to your home.
There was a water spigot, so if you were thirsty, you could go get water from the spigot.
I just feel this is kind of Christianity based. I feel like you're underselling. It was at a Methodist.
Well, it's a Methodist church camp. But
okay, so come on.
Did they perform Gin and Juice?
They did, but this was
really.
Just don't worry about it. Just don't Don't worry.
I just was like, Lord, I'm coming home.
That's a little bit. I mean, that's almost a bluegrass song.
I've been to events where bluegrass, and I feel it's a lot of gospel.
Did you hear Amazing Grace?
Yeah, did you hear Amazing Grace?
No, maybe.
I don't believe him.
Let's just say yes then.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, okay, so like, you're in the middle of nowhere, North Carolina, in the Smoky Mountains at a Bluegrass Festival. Yeah, what do you think your demographics are?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Of course they're going to get a little
not
religious,
a lot of brothers there, I would imagine.
Literally took me 2 days to find one.
Okay.
But I was looking.
There you go.
I was looking. It is probably the whitest thing I've ever done. For sure.
That is a dedicated man right there. The black man that shows up to that event is like, he's got a passion for bluegrass.
Well,
brother.
okay. Well, okay. Let me back that up. Okay.
He was security.
On day 2, day 2, I saw some Indian people.
Okay.
It took 3 days to see
the
a
country.
Brother. Yes.
Okay.
And what they did is they had the Atlanta Pops Orchestra come in and play with the bluegrass band.
Okay.
And it was the upright bass player for the Atlanta Pops
There you
Orchestra.
go. Well, that sums it up. I'm glad you didn't get offended. That usually you're like, oh, what does race have to do with it? Well, I mean, brother, when there's only one brother there.
I mean, like, okay, maybe this show has made me a little bit more aware of color than I was before. Yeah. I literally stopped and was like,
yeah, good.
Like maybe even if I hadn't heard this show before, I would have been.
Yeah. And I say, like, you never think about it because generally you go to events where it's primarily your group of people that are there, but for a while I was working with a lot of people and I was going to a lot of events where I was looking around going, oh, I'm the only white person here. So I kind of got like, it feels kind of weird. I never felt like, I felt at home and everybody was cool, but it still feels weird to look around and go, oh, wow, only white dude here.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Does it feel more weird being the only one or seeing the only one, Like it's definitely
it's got to be more weird if you're the only one.
Right, exactly. But
you
also,
feel weird for that guy, yeah. For sure.
Also, me and my wife are probably the only people under the age of 40 as well.
Yeah.
So there was that as well.
Generally, I end up talking to and becoming friendly with the only like black people that go to these events for whatever reason. I don't know, man. It just because I guess I feel bad for it's like I feel good. So that's good. Rusty says you're still driving the Lyft.
I really haven't done that. Just a lot of late nights, hard on the car. Actually, I think it screwed my car up. I'm having some like suspension problems. So
did you hear
maintenance
in town? A Lyft driver was shot at by somebody. Some guy, like, I guess the streets are getting hot out there.
They like attempted to rob him.
No, it was somebody that knew him. It had a long-standing vendetta against him, was shooting at him while he was like driving someone around. So I don't know what kind of star he got for that, but probably wasn't a good one. Like, you can't give a 5-star to that when you get done. I guess if he got you out there safe and sound.
The guy picked him up on a Lyft.
No, it wasn't the guy in the car. It was a guy following him in another car was shooting at him. So I don't know, very bizarre. Anyway,
That's
so
super weird.
No more.
Was that here in Nashville?
Yeah, here in Nashville. Yeah. So. All right, what about you, John? Anything this week?
I finished my Christmas shopping.
Wow.
What a hero.
I haven't started.
It's an undertaking. You got extended family that you have to buy for and stuff. So I'm glad about that. I debated doing more lights in the house. I already have a lot of, but I always like as many as possible.
How many lights do you have? Are you one of those guys? Are you one of those guys?
If it was up to me and I had all the tools at my disposal, my house would look like Christmas threw up on it.
So
put it that way.
You're like that Christmas movie. What is it?
There's name of Christmas.
Yeah, Griswold's one. Then there's one with Danny DeVito.
Deck the Halls.
Deck the Halls.
With Matthew Broderick.
That's the plot of that movie. He's Danny DeVito.
Are you like? And you have inflatables?
I used to. I don't anymore.
Why'd you get rid of the inflatables?
They just got too old. They don't last forever, and so like after a while, wear and tear. They just.
So I used to go up to Christmas in Virginia, and there is this one house that literally had every square inch of their yard covered in inflatables, and everyone hated it, but them. They loved it. They like wore it as a badge of pride. So is that you? Are you like?
I'm more of a light guy than an inflatables guy. The inflatables, it seems like they're kind of cheating. You just plug it in, Whereas
what do you do to a light?
Well, the lights you have to arrange them. You don't just plug them in and then just let them sit there.
Are you going to get like a FM transmitter and like a sign that says tune to 87.3 for
That
Christmas
would be
Miracle?
great.
Good Lord.
It's funny you say that because there was an actual family in Idaho that was sued by the neighborhood association because they had so many lights and it was music and all that. And the entire neighborhood was like, please stop. And they're like, no, we're not going to stop. And so they were sued for the cost of security. I guess the family won. So
There you go. Cost of security.
I mean, I have no lights on my house. I have zero.
Do you have a Christmas tree?
Yeah, we have a tree up.
Menorah. Last week you said you had a menorah as
I think is the menorah up? I'm not sure if it's up this
because
year.
Hanukkah is
Almost over
ongoing.
now.
Oh,
Right.
it's over?
Yeah.
All right,
It's
well.
I think today was day 5.
You better get on that when you
There
get
you go.
home.
Well, speaking of Christmas, Christmas here was a big thing this year. The parade downtown Nashville, and of course, we live in 2018 where we can't discuss any issue without making it political to some degree. Kid Rock was going to be the parade marshal at the Nashville Christmas parade, and he went on Fox News. Of course, if you don't know, Kid Rock is a very conservative guy. He loves Trump. He has, I believe, Trump stuff for sale on his website. And he got on TV and said that everyone's a little bit too politically correct these days. We need to get off of it. And then he called Joey Behar bitch. And this quote unquote, got him kicked out of being marshal of the parade. And so they invited James Shaw, who was the individual that's of the Waffle House shooting, who helped stop a shooting in Waffle House in Nashville. So that, he was made the new marshal, which we can all get behind that. I don't think anybody's got a problem with that. But I got a problem with this story because the mayor of Nashville and one of the councilmen, Freddie O'Connell and David Briley, both got on their high horses and said, if Kid Rock is the marshal, then we're not going to participate in the parade.
Who?
And the mayor
and
the councilman.
Well, good for them.
But here's my thing with all things in life. Let's just keep it real and let's just say what it's about. It's not about that he called Behar bitch. Okay, this guy, listen to his music. It really, listen to it.
I saw my picture today. Or I saw your picture.
You want to get
today.
devil without a cause? This dude is misogynistic lyrics, homophobic lyrics, cuss words every lyric. Like
ball wall to ball.
He
bang,
says
bang,
bitch probably
bitty.
500 times on the album. Okay, so don't act like because he got on there, because Joey Behar took shots at him earlier. He took shots back. I'm not saying what he did was right, but let's not act like it wasn't because he's a Trump supporter.
Well,
that's dumb.
Okay, hold on. Was he making these comments before he went on TV?
I'm not a Kid Rock follower. I don't know, but I know he said it on the show. He said basically, I'm cool with everybody except for Joey Behar because he's a bitch. And then the guy that he goes, oh, no, we apologize for that. He can't say that.
Well, there you go. I'm sure that's had something to do with it. Like, okay, first off,
I think I agree with David. I think David Briley's just lying in waiting for Kid Rock to screw up.
Well, I'm glad someone is. Because who made the decision to put Kid Rock in the parade to begin with?
That's a good question. Who did?
Well, there's a lot of people.
Oh, I know who did.
That donated quite a bit of money for the parade because the parade's not free.
Tootsie's. The owner of Tootsie's put in like $25,000, I believe, is the amount.
I think it was $250,000.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay. Okay. Wow.
More.
And so
I don't know.
I believe it. I believe John is correct.
You went from 25,000 to 250,000.
Just a decimal point off.
I wasn't sure of the number. I know it was. I know it was a big number.
Decimal point or two.
Now he said after this happened, he's like, "Oh no, you can't do this, or I'm pulling my money out of the parade." And he didn't. And then he said he was going to sue, and now he's not. And
so he was only doing it for Kid Rock.
No, but it turns out some of the money goes to a charity. So I think he said, "Well, I'm just going to let it go." But can you imagine if you host it and you didn't host it, but let's say you put the majority of the money into an event. You had your guy, that's who wanted Kid Rock to be the marshal, was this guy, and then they say, no, he can't be in it. Like, that's kind of a slap in the face.
Well, kind of.
Money talks.
Kind of. You don't give...
It takes money to make money. And the bigger the parade was going to be, the more Tootsies is going to benefit from this. So by getting Kid Rock to be the Grand Marshal, he's a national act. He's money. Let's be honest.
Wow.
He brings money into the town, and so it would bring money to Tootsie's. So that's why he put up that money. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it is. That's true.
That's money. Money makes money.
Yeah, that's true. I'm just saying. But I just find it ironic. I find it ironic. He gets on TV and says, "Hey, everyone's too PC. We need to start having conversations with each other. We need to stop getting over politically correct." Then he says "bitch" on TV, and they pull him from a parade. Like, I almost think he did it on purpose. I mean, I feel like maybe he didn't want to be in the parade,
or maybe he thought it would run up the numbers for Tootsies.
That's true.
There.
Could be. I don't know what. So I mean, this, like I come back to, you're right. They have the right to kick him from the parade. That is true. But I just hate hiding behind these agendas. You don't like the guy because he supports Trump. That's where we're at in this country. Like, if you're a Trump supporter, you're a racist, and if you're not a Trump supporter, you're a snowflake. You're this and that. I mean, we're done having discussions anymore. People, I know people that aren't even friends anymore over this election. Like, honestly, people do not talk to each other anymore because who they voted for.
It's so ridiculous in this day and age for your life to irrevocably change because of something that you said once.
Are we talking about Kid Rock?
I'm talking about it's not just him. There's
Kid
a lot
Rock's
of stuff.
life ain't changed at all.
Kid Rock, Papa John,
okay,
Roseanne Barr.
Let's back up.
I mean, we could keep going.
No.
We could keep going.
No,
the thing with the locker room talking Trump, how long ago was that before?
No, I'm sorry, John.
His election.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying
wrong.
here.
You're wrong.
If we had a recording of everything you've ever said in your life, you don't think that would piss somebody off?
I'm sure
it was that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure it pisses people off right now what we do have recorded.
I'm just saying that,
right.
that
it does.
If everything that anybody has ever said, nobody would be able to do anything.
But
like Rusty says, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy was pulled from.
Okay, I think there's a big difference between someone being a CEO in a boardroom saying vile racist things. I think there's something different between me and the president of the United States admitting to sexual assault in an era of Me Too movement.
Well, it was before. It was before.
Way
before the
before.
Me Too movement.
But you can say it. But just because it wasn't in the forefront of the media doesn't mean the movement wasn't alive and happening. It's not like the Me Too sprung up overnight.
No, it did.
It was more of like
like
what all these people were accusing people of doing happened when Trump was doing it. Like it was, he was riding the wave of it.
He definitely started. Yeah, he started. Yeah.
There's a huge difference. These celebrities that make millions and millions of dollars have to be held to a high respect. Have to.
Does Kid Rock?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, come on.
And like if that's your act, if that's your shtick, then you need to find something a little bit more different.
If Kid Rock was billed as a Christian music singer, then I would agree with you. But he's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's part of his shtick.
Well, then you don't. If
Ted Nugent did the same thing, which he probably did, he probably would.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's right in the same ballpark.
And those are not the people Nashville want as their parade marshal.
I bet you if Ted Nugent said, "Hey, do you want me to be the marshal of your parade?" Nashville would said, "Yes, sir," until David Brawley would stick his nose in and pull him from it.
That's fine.
Same thing would happen.
Here's the difference between me and you, John. You want Ted Nugent to be your parade marshal.
I don't care about Ted Nugent.
I want James Salt Jr. Okay,
I'm just
that's
telling
who
you,
I want.
That's the reality of it.
David, help me out here. Does he want Ted Nugent in the Nashville
I'm not a
parade
Ted Nugent
marshal or
fan.
not?
I mean, he's saying he does not. So
I'm saying
I can only go with the man saying.
Hey, I would go with Garth Brooks. I mean, I like him.
I would like to see Ted Nugent at the parade. Sure, I think that would be amazing. Have a flaming bow and arrow shooting at
I'm just
people.
saying he would bring people in.
Would he?
Yes.
Ted Nugent.
Yes. In the South?
Yeah, Ted. Dude, remember.
Everyone that's going to that parade is going. It's not like
that's true.
There might be a few people that are like.
There would be more people.
There might be more people that came because of Kid Rock, but honestly, if I was going to that parade and I'm not, I wouldn't want to be around Kid Rock fans. If I was the city of Nashville, I wouldn't want Kid Rock fans around me.
See there, that is a bad statement.
It is a
bad statement. You just made, brother.
Me and Briley.
You hear what he just said? He said, "I don't want to be around Kid Rock fans." Oh, who are they? Who are Kid Rock fans? Go ahead, tell us.
Just like belligerent rednecks.
Oh, so the guy sold millions of records, and you didn't buy that record, huh?
I think
you buy a Devil Without a Cause? Because
I don't think I did. I don't think I've ever bought a Kid Rock album.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Oh, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. Not everyone that is a fan of Kid Rock is a belligerent redneck.
Now he says that after you prove that he bought an album.
Now, I
did not buy the album.
I would say, yes, you did. A number of them probably are, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm not a fan of his, but you know, I did see him in concert one time. He put on a hell of a show. It was fun, but I haven't bought a Kid Rock album since Devil Without a Cause. I will not buy a Kid Rock album.
Why are you trying to say I bought it when you were clearly the one who
We
bought
both
it?
bought it. We were riding around listening to it.
Why would I buy the same CD if we were both riding around listening?
We did not live together, my friend. What, you only bought albums I didn't own? I mean,
Okay.
what are you talking about here?
Just for the
bro?
record, I did not buy a Kid Rock CD.
Oh, you owned it. Okay. Anyway, who cares? All right. So
I might
that's
have
that.
pirated it at some point, but I guarantee you I did not buy it.
We just need to back up, people. We need to stop this hard line, and like Lee just did. Oh, I'm not hanging out with these Kid Rock fans. You might be hanging out with them.
Okay,
You
I
don't
didn't
know.
say I wouldn't. I just said that
You did say
I would say I would prefer not
You
to.
exactly said you
That's
would.
not what you said.
Okay, I would prefer not to hang around belligerent rednecks.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair.
I mean, the only people that really want to hang around with belligerent rednecks are other belligerent rednecks,
Probably,
right?
Yeah, probably.
And
But
they're probably cool with that arrangement too.
would you say
So
you're-
why not just have like a Kid Rock Nashville Parade
Ooh.
festival somewhere like in Murfreesboro,
Okay, good. Oh, well,
somewhere
yeah.
in Clarksville, something for the soldiers, and he can come out and do like, him and
Toby Keith get
him and
together,
Toby Keith can get together and spit in people's eyes and stuff,
I love it.
put a boot in your eye.
Okay, which one would you rather go to? And be honest, the Kid Rock Parade or the Nashville Christmas Parade? Because I would pick the Kid Rock Parade without a shadow of a doubt. Like, that's not even like a question at that point. But what about you?
I think I would be scared to go to the Kid Rock Parade in Clarksville.
What?
Yes.
Come on.
What time of year is this Kid Rock parade going on?
Let's say same day, same time.
What's the temperature outside? Because it'd be a different.
Let's say
parade.
it's a decent. Let's say it's a decent day. It's 50 degrees outside, and you can go to either one. Which one would you pick?
I mean, if I'm going by myself, I go to the Kid Rock one.
Thank you. Okay. And most people.
I'm kind of an anti-celebrity in Clarksville, so you don't want to have anyone that's a little squirrely around me up there.
All right. Well, so Kid Rock. So what I've discovered now, because this week George Bush passed away, the 41st president, United States of America, passed away.
Is this where I say rip?
Rip. Yeah, go ahead.
Rip.
Rip, Mr. Bush. Now here's what first takeaway I've discovered is that when people die now, anyone dies of any fame or fortune, the internet takes it to start bad mouthing them at the time of their death. I saw so many anti-Bush tweets like, "Yeah, Bush died. Go to hell, you old man." I'm just like, is this the time? Is this the time?
I saw
mean-
it was a believe it or not, Huffington Post.
Oh wow, big shocker!
Yeah.
Oh, they don't like Bush.
There was
No.
a writer on Huffington Post that was disabled, and she wasn't sure whether or not she should be happy for what he did or against the things that he's done, because if those who don't know, he was the main signer for the Americans with Disabilities Act,
Yes, he was. Yeah,
and without that act, I'm not saying he single-handedly did anything,
but he signed it. Yeah,
but
it was under his
it
leadership.
was under his leadership, and he spearheaded it, and the country has changed because of it.
Yeah.
And she admitted that her life was uber times better
Oh, here we go.
but she was just the fact that some of the other calls that he made, and she was not specific on any of them, that she was still against him on those other things, that he's still a bad man, but he did that one good thing.
Because a lot of people say because of his overseas actions and our entanglement with the Middle East and Iraq and all that, but we're acting like one man was responsible. I mean, come on, give me a break. The guy has been heralded by Democrats as one of the Republicans they like, him and W, which is wild to me that now they love the Bush. Oh, they loved him. Bush, if no one remembers this, but I do, and I'm telling you, and I know no one's going to believe this. I know it's amplified because of social media. When W was in office, he was hated as much as Trump. I guarantee.
No
Yes.
way.
Oh, I remember.
I think during his tenure, he had both the highest and lowest
Yes.
Hold on a second.
I worked with
approval rating ever.
I worked.
And
yeah.
the highest was because of 9/11.
Let me get
Yes.
in here.
Without 9/11, that dude would have went down as.
I don't think he would have won the second term.
I'm telling you, I
Let me
worked.
get
With,
in
I
here.
worked with people, brother.
And it was pretty close too.
No, listen to me. Fahrenheit 9/11.
Let me get in
okay,
here.
Hold on.
Let me get
I
in
just want to
here.
give a couple points. Fahrenheit 9/11, anti-Bush movie, huge anti-Bush. I mean, there were artists coming out saying, hey, Dixie Chicks. Do you remember that?
I do.
We're embarrassed of this guy. They were
and
done.
they got
right?
roasted.
By the right, which wasn't
Was
correct.
over 9/11.
Okay. No, they said we're ashamed that Bush is our leader. Okay, but anyways, go ahead.
Listen, we, and I say we, thought George Bush was the ceiling of our hatred. We really did. We believed it in our heart. We hated it. And that's horrible to say. But then Trump came along, and I guarantee you, everyone that hated George Bush now understand that was nothing.
Okay.
That was nothing. So no, you cannot say people hate George Bush as much as they hate.
At the time.
I understand exactly what you're saying, but no, Trump has trumped George Bush.
I said at the
think
time.
the pain that you go through in the present outweighs any pain that you've gone through in the past. And so that's why people say that. But I mean, if you were to compare them side by side, I believe there are more people that were against W than
wrong.
Okay, so what do you take away from Mr. Bush? What do you have any positive thoughts about the man? I mean, he was the president as we grew up.
Well, here's the thing.
We're all in our 40s.
Like here's the thing. You're very heavy. You want all the Republicans on. You want them to bring down Mount Rushmore and put in Reagan. Bush.
No, Reagan. No, not Bush.
Because
Reagan,
you're saying all these great things. Like people say good things about Bush. You guys put Reagan like on the top tier house on the hill, and that man was not a good president.
Oh boy, here we go.
Here's the thing, like just go back and like
here we go.
When you see the little trickle down, when you think trickle down economics, you think Reagan, and then you think Bush. Okay, and so if anything, like no, I don't. No, we don't. We as an American people should not want George Bush as our president. Either of them.
Okay, so we
shouldn't want Reagan as our president.
That's your legacy. That's your legacy for this man on his death. That's what you're saying.
I mean, rip George H. Bush.
Okay, John. What do you remember about Bush?
I remember.
Oh my God,
I was 8 years old when he ran for president.
That is wild.
I mean, yeah, it's a long time ago. And I mean, if I could have voted, I would have voted back then for him. But I mean, I feel sorry for his family, but I think he did a good job for what he had to do.
I think he was a good man. I think he had a good heart. I think he had good intentions. I don't know that he made every wise decision. Who has? No. I think Obama is a good man at heart. I think he had good intentions, whether you believe his policies or not. I think most men, I don't know, I can't say for Trump, but I think most men that take the office, whether you agree with their philosophy or not, they're
trying
good.
To do the best
they're good men at heart, who have a number of people under them that are probably trying to stab them in the back constantly. But Bush, if you look at it, his family, always look at the family. Look at a man's family and say, how did his family turn out? And the Bushes, for the most part, I mean, they had their hiccups for sure. I mean, they were in the public
presidential nepotism. But, always a plus in a democracy.
But they're good people. They're all nice, good people that are trying to change the world in a positive way from their viewpoint. You think these people are evil? Like, really, you think George H.W. Bush was an evil man? That's what I'm asking you, Lee. Do you think
I don't know the man.
Do you think? No, I said, do you think he was an evil man? Yes or no?
I don't know if he was.
We don't know
evil
Hitler. Hey, John, do you know Hitler? Did you hang out with Hitler? Was he a good man?
I don't know.
All right, let me give you my legacy, George H. Bush, in one sentence.
All right.
Read my lips. No new taxes.
All right.
And then what did he do?
Raise taxes. Yeah. But that's why you don't make any promises. You saw after that, though, politicians stayed away from hardline promises like that because it was not it cost them the election. I mean, that was the sound clip they played. So rest in peace to a good man who had a good family. His wife passed away.
I feel, it's horrible that his family is in pain. And
yes.
The nation lost a hero for some and a president for others. So, I mean, that's sad. But I mean, if we're just simply not talking about his death and talking about his presidential legacy, then you can't really fault people for going after him. That's all.
Burn in hell. I mean, come on, dude. You got to be kidding me with this nonsense.
You can say all day somebody was not a good president.
Obviously, I'm not saying like coming after them that hard is ever needed.
That's what he's saying.
I'm just saying.
Rest in peace,
I'm
Mr.
just saying,
Bush.
just because someone dies does not give them a pass on the legacy of their life. It's not like we're going to take. Like once you die, it's like, oh, all's forgiven.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, unless you're Hitler or Mussolini or something. I mean, yes, you tend to forgive people for the actions. We're all flawed human beings, dude.
I'm not saying that we don't forgive them. Obviously, we should forgive everyone. I'm saying like we shouldn't whitewash someone's legacy just because they were
I don't think
president and
anyone's
died.
whitewashing his
They're
legacy.
definitely.
The Republicans like him. The Democrats don't. They look back at his legacy with tainted vision like they do on all things. And I think he did a pretty good job. The country seemed all right to me. I grew up not being afraid. I wasn't hiding under desk. I think it started with Reagan and went to Bush. I mean, you know, I'm honestly looking back, I don't think Clinton did a bad job, really. I think they all did pretty well. I think all with Trump, you're saying we're still a strong nation. So rest in peace for the man, whether you like his policies or not. Don't be going around on Twitter saying rest in hell today. What's wrong with people? It's just so stupid.
It's America, baby.
All right, somebody in the chat wants to talk about Baby It's Cold Outside. You know this song, this Christmas tune? Baby, it's cold outside. I really can't stay. There's a movement now to not play this song on the radio because it's John, should get that sound drop for you doing that. Because they feel it's part of the Me Too movement, that it's a guy trying to keep a woman inside a house and take advantage of her. John.
Is he trying to keep her in the house? Yes. If he's trying to take advantage of her, he'd have locked the doors. She wouldn't have gone if he didn't really want her to leave.
Did he just...
I agree with him. It's two people flirting that want to be together, but they're trying to find reasons to stay together.
She's playing coy.
Right. This is ridiculous.
At the end of the song, she's like, okay, I'll stay.
Right.
I mean, it's...
Writer Frank Lossier's daughter said the song has been linked to date rape since accusations emerged against the comedian and actor. And then we come back into this deal. Do you have the lyrics pulled up? Somebody said we should read the lyrics. Can we get the lyrics for this song? We'll hit some highlights. But we're coming back to this legacy of individuals, which kills me. We can't separate art from the artist anymore. So even if they put out good material, like even if you like Louis C.K., you don't like Louis C.K., wherever you stand on it, we're in this position now where you have to, if he's a bad man, you can't think any of his prior stand-up was funny, which is stupid. Like Cosby. You're telling me the Cosby bits weren't funny. They were. I hate to say Roman Polanski, who a bad guy, raped a young girl, made Chinatown the movie. One of the greatest movies of all time. We're going to act like that movie's not great because he was a bad dude.
The thing is like we turn a blind eye to other artists. I mean, look at Marvin Gaye, probably one of the greatest Motown singers ever.
But not a good guy.
He tried to kill his father.
And his father ended up killing him.
Yeah, I mean, in self-defense.
He was not a good guy.
Not a good person.
All right. What are some lyrics that might be stand out?
The worst one I'd probably say is "What's in this drink."
But to me, that's just back then. I think it's what I intended to mean is there alcohol in this drink?
That's
what I
the
think.
thing is some people are reading into he slipped her a Mickey.
I don't think anyone's reading that into the song.
Oh yes, they are.
Yes,
that's
they
what
are.
they're
That's
saying.
the whole point.
Yes.
I mean, where do you?
That's the worst line in that movie, in that song.
Okay, so obviously this is a very gray area, right? But what blew my mind, talking about Christmas controversies, is the movie White Christmas, very famous, very popular, Christmas tradition. So there's this other movie called Holiday Inn. I don't know if you've heard of this.
I've heard of the movie.
Before.
I don't know.
So it was also a holiday tradition for a long time. Kind of, it's a very similar movie about musicians and performers and Christmas and stuff. And one day we all sat around to watch it on Christmas, and everything's going fine until the middle of the movie, and all of a sudden they're doing a little play.
Oh no!
But it's not a normal play. You want to guess what kind of play it is?
It's probably blackface.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a traditional blackface. And they also have a slave mama that's very stereo. I guess she's not a slave, but she was like a house woman.
Yes, yeah.
But very stereotypical with the playing dumb.
But once again, we're taking stories and we're judging them from where we're at today as people in 2018. We're not judging it from where it was made at the time. I'm not going to justify blackface, but at the time, that's not the only movie that had blackface in it.
I'm just saying. I'm just wondering. I was thinking about this earlier today. In the Christmas Story, everybody's seen this. There's always a marathon every year on Christmas Eve where it's 24/7. The turkey gets ruined, so they're eating Christmas dinner at a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, at the end.
They start singing "Deck the Halls," but when they get to the fa la 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 la's, they sing "Fa ra 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 ra."
They do.
And I'm just saying, if this was made today, that would not fly in any way, shape,
Okay,
or form.
as far as A Christmas Story goes, most people who see themselves as upstanding citizens do not like that movie. And
Oh,
that was
that's a lie. Whoa,
That's a lie.
whoa.
That was a surprise to me because I love the movie.
Whoa.
But like other
Christmas
people,
Story, Rotten Tomato. No, you're
Most
wrong.
people love
You're
that
wrong
movie.
on this one, brother. There's
I'm
no
just
way.
saying your hardline conservative Republican doesn't see it as a quality movie when you put it in.
Hold on. We're going to look
like
at
A Miracle, or what's the one with
No, this is more
Jimmy
popular.
Stewart
This is
or
more
whatever.
popular today. A Christmas Story on Rotten Tomatoes from critics is 89%.
Okay, when
from
did I ever-
audience, 88%. Bro, what are you talking
What
about?
did I mention? Did I ever mention ratings or anything? I said I love the movie. I actually think it's one of my
No,
most
but that-
favorite Christmas
but
stories. That's
that's-
not what I'm talking about.
No,
though.
but that shows you that people do like it. Okay.
You're not listening to the
I want to
words
go. I
that
want to
I'm
go to a
saying.
lyric. I want to close out this baby. It's cold outside. I want to go to just one part of the song that kind of gives you an idea. Since you people don't understand about the younger crowd doesn't understand about dating and romance, they understand about Tinder and swiping and all that. You go down to the third verse. It says, "My sister will be suspicious. My brother will be at the door. My maiden aunt's mind is vicious, or maybe just a cigarette more." They're talking about what society is going to think about them if they spend the night together and do whatever they would do, sleep together. Back then that wasn't cool. We're at 2018. Who cares? You can sleep with a different person every night. Back then, there was a different view of the world. You didn't
You
do
didn't
that.
come home. They assume you did something.
You were a hussy back then, is what they called it. So come on.
Okay, look.
What is this whitewashing we're in? Okay.
Okay, what to me there's even a bigger issue to Christmas period because there's multiple Christmas songs about the commercialism and the greed that's involved with Christmas. Who like you said, this song is not about any kind of date rape.
No, I would
It's
say
obvious if you know the history of the
Right,
song.
right.
So who is starting this stuff? It's silly. But why are people up in arms about this and not up in arms over Christmas as a whole?
We gotta make that money, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a pretty obvious ploy.
Okay, I
right?
got to start. Now, if you know me, you know my favorite Christmas story. You know my favorite Christmas movie and Christmas whatever TV show is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Love it. Watch it every year. There's also a movement to get that banned from being on TV ever again because they're saying it promotes being a bully. I'm like, promotes being a bully? You morons. Do you not understand that Rudolph is the one being bullied, and at the end, he triumphs
He's
over
the hero.
everyone. He's the hero. They're like, Santa's a dick. Dude, Santa's a dick in all these shows. I've talked about this last year.
Yep.
Santa is the worst on these shows. He's a terrible guy. Why pick any of them? He's terrible in all of them. Elf, he's not. I mean,
Elf,
yeah.
he's letting somebody go. He could have had some pull there. He's going to send somebody on his own
to New York
City
to meet his dad for the first time, and he knows
without
this guy,
being accompanied or any, just by himself.
that he has no working knowledge of the world.
No working knowledge of the world, completely naive.
It's wild.
What's another Santa's? I don't even know another Santa movie.
Oh man,
Any Christmas
I'm trying to
movie
think of
ever.
other
I
ones.
mean,
We talked about last year. I'll come up with the list next week. I watched Santa. And I'm like, God, Santa's he's not a good guy in these movies. He's kind of a bad guy,
Well,
But
you can't spell Satan without Santa.
that's
am I
true.
right?
But anyway, this is ridiculous. This goes back to the Kid Rock stuff. People are they want to get outraged.
People need hobbies.
People are addicted to outrage. Like, I gotta be outraged about something. Ban that Christmas. Next one, I'm telling you, you watch. I want someone to note this down. I think in the next couple of years, they're gonna try to ban Jesus songs at Christmas. Guarantee it. Watch it. It's gonna happen. I'm telling you right now. They're gonna say, "Oh boy, oh, what about all of those people that don't believe in Jesus?" I watch. I'm telling you right now.
Or could they
Watch-
like put Jesus in like Jesus the long-haired savior
Yeah.
instead of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
I think they'll just ban any song like "Oh Holy Night." They'll be like, nope, can't do it.
Oh, they're banning the
Yeah,
Christmas
I think
song?
they'll
The
ban them.
Christian?
Watch, I'm telling you.
I don't think
Oh,
it'll go that far.
All right. Well, speaking of another crazy organization, PETA.
Oh,
PETA is the wackiest group in there. I don't even know if you're a member of PETA. I don't even know how you could honestly be an actual member. Like, I know people jump on people like, "Oh, you're part of the NRA. You're part of the problem. If you're part of PETA, you're part of the problem." Okay. So PETA has come out with some new guidelines for helping remove what is dubbed as speciesism and anti-animal language from daily conversations we all have. So we've all, in our life, we said the old term, "Let's kill two birds with one stone." Well, they say that's what are you doing? Why are they killing birds? So now, Okay, really rich. They want you to say, instead of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, how about feed 2 birds with 1 scone? This is so dumb. Okay, we've all heard hey, who's going to be the guinea pig? You're at work, who's going to be the first one? Nope, for now, it's who's going to be the test tube. Okay, then we got beat a dead horse. No, you can't say that. Feed a fed horse. Bring home the bacon. Nope, can't do that. Bring home the bagels. Then take the bull by the horns, take the flower by the thorns. All right, so when you look at all those, which one is the most ridiculous?
I mean, a lot of these are, obviously the first one's the most ridiculous.
Bring home the bagels?
No. Feed 2 birds with 1 scone.
Yeah, it is pretty dumb.
I'm just saying a lot of these some of them are worse. If you beat a dead horse, okay, it's already dead.
Yeah, it's true.
You're not going to do anything worse to it.
That's true.
But if you feed a fed horse, it could die from overeating.
That's true. That is fact. That is factual.
I don't have a problem with this.
You're joking right now. No, you come on.
I don't have a problem with this.
Come on.
Okay, first off,
why do you have to feed 2 birds with 1 scone? Why can't you break the bank, man, by that second scone?
First off,
aren't birds people too? You're going to starve the birds? Only too cheap to buy a second scone.
First off,
go ahead.
I completely agree with your assessment of PETA.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Absolute whack-a-nuts.
Oh, they're terrible.
Okay, absolute.
You know what
but I think the only way that they're capable of generating money is by one-upping themselves constantly.
Extremism. Have you seen?
Extremism.
Okay, their new ad is against people eating food. Is they have a couple in bed, and in the middle of them, it's like a pig or like some other kind of animal that you eat. I can't remember what the other animal was. It's like, see, these animals are the reason you're not performing in bed. It's so bizarre. The ad is a couple in bed, like you lay down in bed with a pig in between.
Do
them.
they have some research that says like red meat
no.
or
Do they need
burger makes you impotent or something?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure that's something. This is just the silliest story.
That's what I'm saying.
Week.
If honestly, okay, so talking about killing birds, okay, is it really that? If we could actually change our language to be, instead of the colloquialism,
brother, it's a saying. It's not. We're not. Me and John. I know. It's like, John, hey, let's get the podcast done. Let's do extra content. Let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. We don't. Me and John don't go outside the door with a stone and start beating birds to death.
No, not that one. Wait till they're lined up. You get them at the same time.
Come on. These are sayings.
But I'm just saying, like,
they have historical. Their reason they say these things. Like, I know they were made a long time before we understood. We don't understand what some. We understand what beat a guinea pig is, but still,
as a podcaster, you should realize that words are powerful. So if we could actually change our language,
we should hit 2 PETA representatives with 1 bullet.
Okay, the guy's suggesting murdering human beings.
Kill 2 PETA members with 1 rock.
I don't think you can say that. Actually,
he just said it.
I can say it.
Well, most PETA people would prefer you kill them over animals, right? Is that? Oh, I bet you they do.
No. They'll say that, and they'll preach it. But let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay.
Look. Okay, we have an admitted dog hater on the panel here.
I don't hate dogs. That is.
He's never admitted to hating.
John
dogs.
is on record as not liking animals. So of course you guys.
How am I on record as not liking animals?
Wow, that's fake news.
I
have just as many pets at my house as you do.
That's not true.
How many pets do you have?
I got like.
Oh yeah, a billion fish. Like they count. When's the last time?
PETA says they do.
Hey, when's the last time you pet one of your fish? Okay.
It was
okay. So Lee, you have 2 dogs. John, what do you have?
I have a cat and a bird.
Okay.
Oh, so a bird can count? Are you going to go home and stone it next? Look.
No, I only have 1.
All I'm saying is,
you give me a second bird.
It would be literally impossible for society to decide to change the language. Like you said, these are things that we don't even really think about. But if we were capable of doing it and maybe moving into a world which we didn't have to murder animals, maybe it would be.
So you're good with us replacing him and her as well then? I mean, it's just words. Who cares?
I've thought about that a lot. And
let's be honest.
Actually.
I mean, we could change.
Whoa. Did you hear this?
What did he say?
He said he's for changing the pronouns to
Z's,
Zims.
No. All that is too much. I've come up with something even better.
Okay.
I thought about this the other day.
Dude.
It was something like W and U or ooh or something like that. So it'd be just a U and then a W.
That sounds horrible. Anyway, I think maybe we should take a page from PETA's book. It shouldn't be that hard to take these speciesisms out of her. I mean, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Oh, don't. Did it again.
There you go.
Shut himself up.
All right. We got to get moving. Let's internet internet favorite, Neil deGrasse Tyson, is under investigation for sexual misconduct. Who saw this coming? Who knows? We probably mentioned on the past episode when we were going out who might be part of the Me Too movement next, which is funny because this guy was preaching about, well, we got to believe, the big thing is you have to believe the women no matter what. Well, brother, there you go. One woman says you raped her. Two others says you were trying to get freaky with them at your house. So if we have to believe every woman, this guy's done. So
I have not heard the story. What is the allegation?
One woman said he date raped her. He roofied her and raped her.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
So she was literally asking what's in this drink.
He was a callback. And the other one said that he invited her over to her house and was making, kind of advances toward her, and he's married with, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, I just had to touch that real quick because I know people listening to this, they love Neil deGrasse Tyson. I see him on the internet. He's the greatest guy in the world. Well, that's why I say be careful who you put up on the pedestal because they get knocked down real soon. And I'm saying this, you don't have to believe everyone that comes forward, but you can look into the facts and see, you can make a choice to believe it or not. Do some women lie about this? Unfortunately, yes, they do.
And I think,
okay, I
think the definition of a lot of stuff might be hazy.
To John, anyway.
I said might be. I don't know.
Well, here's what I would say. If this woman's saying he date raped her, there's no haziness to that, brother.
No.
That's pretty.
It was only.
But I'm just saying, like,
it was only codeine.
The baby is cold.
It really wasn't a roofie.
I mean, there was a time where women got really upset with people if they called them baby.
Oh man, yeah, that's true. I mean, someone asked Chad, is he hanging out with Bill Cosby?
That's kind of inappropriate. But okay, here's the thing that I'm thankful of is that when people at least accuse only the people that have the allegations against them, because what a lot of people do is they take these incidents and they displace them on men as a whole.
Right.
And I think that is the danger. Certainly, like, this story needs to be investigated. We have to believe the victim. We have to believe the suspect. They have to take this into a court of trial.
You said it best. We have to believe both parties from the start, which we don't. Like, this story's published, guilty to most people now. This could come out 6 months later. The Duke lacrosse is your best situation where a girl said that Duke lacrosse raped her. Everyone condemned him because they're Duke and everybody hates Duke, and I understand. And it turns out she lied. Admit it, she lied. And there's been numerous women that have said they lied about sending men to jail for rape. Look it up. The statistics are out there.
And this is a really sticky situation because there's a lot of issues with women coming forward that have been abused or have been victims.
Isn't that one of our keys?
Sticky situation.
Avoid sticky situations. So listen, this is real, man. This is real. Okay. So they say we need to remove barriers between victims coming forward because it's really difficult for women victims to come forward. And when they do, they're not believed or they're ridiculed or they suffer loss of job, loss of social status, so on forward. So, and for me, it's like the one solution is to take the law and make false accusations like this more punishable.
Well, you should, yeah.
Or if there's like instances where...
But how do you prove it? Like in an instance where it's one person's word against another person's word, and there is no evidence. It's literally, do you believe him or do you believe her? Because at the end of the day, there's really no proof to this.
Well, but something like the Duke, that would have taken care of that situation, right? Because they would have been financially on the hook.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's not perfect, right? There's not a perfect situation. A perfect situation, no one would do these things.
I mean,
wouldn't be an issue.
You're going to carry around a camera all the time just to keep yourself covered. It's not.
Well, unfortunately, we're getting to that point in society. And real quick, Wall Street came out with a new, basically a new policy for in this Me Too era. Is that now women and men aren't supposed to travel together on trips? They can't eat together at certain times if they go on trips together. And it's just, unfortunately, that's going to hurt women as well in the long run. It's probably going to hurt a company that, Pence went back and said it as well. And you can understand at the end of the day why some men do take those measures, because if you don't put yourself in those situations, you'll never be accused of it. But yet if you have a bunch of female friends and, things get blurry, there's some, not the rape, but flirting and some of this and that, it ends badly when people are bitter.
But the thing is when Pence said that he wasn't going to take any other women out on dinners or anything like that, even with his wife, he was mocked for it.
Oh yeah,
That was
So
a complete
where's
different
the
issue.
line?
Let me just say one thing. We need to move on
Oh,
to,
yeah, we gotta get
the next story, and then we have to do Dear John.
we gotta get to Dear John.
But
after
listen,
this.
listen. I never liked this guy because he was exposed on Reddit as a bad guy.
Okay,
And we'll just move on.
Reddit-
You can go
Reddit
Google
does it
that
again.
story.
All right, it's time for Dear. Oh, we don't have time.
We don't
We
have
have
time
time.
for the Amazon bear spray story.
Okay, here we go.
All right, Dear John.
We'll go long tonight. It's fine. 24. I've told you guys constantly over and over and over again. I could preach it every 4 or 5 episodes. I say, hey, you're laughing at me. You're saying, oh, this guy's crazy here. He's an old guy. He's sitting in his house coming up with these conspiracy theories. And I said, hey, robots are going to take over. There's movies. It's all been plotted out. You guys are morons for not seeing it. Oh, what's this story here? Just come out. 24 Amazon workers sent to hospital after robot, that's in the
Accidentally
unleashes bear spray. The robot accidentally punctured a bear spray canister and 24 workers had to go to the hospital. Oh yeah, accidentally. I thought robots were perfect. I thought they couldn't make any mistakes. I'm telling you right now, when the first one becomes self-aware, it's over. It's done. It was nice knowing all of you. And unless you want to be a slave to a robot, which I've said I will. So if they're listening here, go back. I'm with you guys. This is just more proof that I'm right constantly over and over again. One day, the world will look back at everything I said, and I will be one of the greatest prophets that ever walked on the face of the earth. They'll look at me as there was Muhammad, there was Jesus, there was David. That's the Mount Rushmore prophet. So
You heard
write
it here
that down.
first, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well,
Remember, folks, to use that Amazon link on our website.
thank you. All right. Now it is time for Dear John.
By the time you read these lines, I'll be gone.
All right. So somebody has written in a question. John's going to try to give advice, and we'll see how this goes. Go.
This one comes in. Dear John, my son bought me a car in 2012. I had no idea he was doing it. He traded my car in for this newer car. During the last 5 years, this gift has been nothing but a sore spot. If I get a ding from a parking lot, it's my fault. If I let someone smoke in it, I'm unappreciative. It's always, I do something to help you, and you're so ungrateful. I'm at a point of giving it back and riding a bus. What's the solution from an auto-challenged mom in West Virginia?
Damn. John's
Why would you?
John's thinking.
Why would you give it back? That makes it like an Indian giver. It'll make it worse if you give it back at this point. You've had it for 5 years now, and now you're gonna give it back. No, that's not your option. You're getting older in years.
Oh God, no.
Play deaf. Huh? What? Make him have. He'll get so tired of complaining because he has to keep repeating himself. He's gonna stop complaining about stuff. That's your go-to. Just don't. That's the perfect scenario right there.
I've got it. I've listened to Lee give advice over the last few months. I've got his game figured out now, and I'm starting to catch on to how to fix these problems as they come to. Most of the time, a woman's getting a boss, kind of handsy, films it, he sends it to HR, he blackmails, extorts them, all that. This is simple. If you take the Lee
Set up a
school of
scam.
thought, you just take the car somewhere deep in the bad part of town. You leave the keys in the car, let the thing get stolen, and it's out of your life. You're done with it. It seems like the easiest solution
Collect
here.
the insurance money
Let the
and
insurance
buy
money
you a new
and
one.
buy a new one. I don't see what else is wrong here. Your son is a grade A jerk. Let's just be honest here. He did this where he could hold this over for you for the rest of your life. Have the damn car get stolen, be done with it, and tell him to go get stuck, and you never want anything from him again as far as anything monetarily.
Love it.
Emotionally, you're done. That's it. John, that's what you should have said. Hit the music.
Also, that's what you get for raising a bitch.
Hold on.
Whoa, you guys did it. I want you to repeat what you just said, Lee. Go ahead.
That's what you get for raising a bitch.
Oh, my God. Okay.
That
All
was
right.
Lee for anyone.
That was. So if you want to send in a question to John, just write at BYBpod. That stands for Blame Your Brother Pod, BYBpod@gmail.com, or go to blameyourbrother.net. Hit that contact us and send us your question. Now it is time for us to take a life lesson, give it back to you in the major key.
So let me give you a major key. Where is the key?
There's another key. I want the key.
Give us the keys. So let me give you a major key.
And you really do have the key.
Everybody stand up right now. Everybody. I got the keys, now.
All right, time for the major key segment of the week where we break down a life lesson. We break it down to you last week, let it fly. The week before that, la. Give our goals a chance, get it in, find a boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. The list goes on and on. Go to the website for all the list of keys. And so what are you two brain children thinking today?
I've got 3. I've got play deaf, I've got collect insurance checks, and I've got avoid a sticky situation.
I think
we've already had avoid a sticky situation.
We have?
As one of our keys.
Oh, wow.
To double up. I don't think we have, but that's fine.
We could say don't raise a bitch.
Don't raise a bitch is it.
Everybody stand up right now.
Oh, wow.
I got the keys, now.
There you go. That is episode 119. Don't raise a bitch, ladies and gentlemen. That was the episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you listened to some takes. You got some ideas you want to share with us. Well, what you do, you go to blameyourbrother.net. That's our website. That's how you get in touch with us. That's how you go listen to every past episode we've done before. Catch up on some old stories, get some new ones. Subscribe to the show where you don't miss any episodes. They drop every Friday. New episodes, you go to your cubicle, put them in, laugh with us, get irritated, write us, let us know what you think. But like I say, you go on that website. It's pretty tight website. It's pretty cool. It's got all of our social media links on it. It's got our links to all the other YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff, ways to subscribe to the show. And more important, right now at this time of year, it's the holiday season, boopity-doo. And you're going to go buy stuff on Amazon. It's the new way to shop. We all do it. I do it. Everybody does it on the show. If you click on that Amazon link, all you got to do is click on it. It will take you back to Amazon. You make all of your purchases. That helps the show. We get small percentages of the sale. So you go on there and you buy $500 worth of gifts, we'll get like $5 or $10 back. And it doesn't cost you any extra. It's sticking it to Amazon. They're raising these robots are going to kill us. Now's the time to get them. I love you, Amazon, but still, now's the time to get them. Click on that link. Help us out. Do all your Christmas shopping. BlameYourBrother.net. Click on that link and buy it. You can buy a shirt as well. If you want to get someone the gift that they'll love you forever, you can buy a Blame Your Brother shirt. Lots of designs there. And don't forget, we're streamed every Thursday night at RadioVegas.rocks. You go to RadioVegas.rocks, the best internet radio show based out of Las Vegas. It's fantastic. Jay's been supporting us since day one. So we love him. We love that network. And like we said, you can email the show. And if you're brave enough, which no one has been in a while, send a voicemail, talk to us, give us something. We'll talk about it on the show. Plug yourself, whatever you want to do. It's all there. You can do it there. So that's been the episode. Hopefully you guys have a great week. And Lee, is there anything else?
Don't blame yourself when you can blame your brother.
One, 2, 3 years.
This must never be seen.
Man walked
by
into
anyone.
a bathroom.
Has anybody seen
Found
this?
the
Nobody has
toilet
seen
did
this.
not
They
work.
have to be found and
He
talked
was
to.
later
Sit down,
made
put down
the
the mic.
Walmart manager. That was a memory of the week. David, Lee, and John, back to you.
Well, history's gonna change.